everybody. Backstory podcast today. I'm very excited to bring you two beautiful ladies that are here with me today. We're going to be talking to Gail Harris, who has a new project that can actually start to change the world one heart at a time. And she's going to invite you to come participate in your own way in different things. I'll let her explain the whole process. And we also have Sandie Sedgbeer with us today. So I'm very excited to have her with us on a regular basis. But Sandie is, uh, what can I say about Sandie? Sandie has been a part of my life since the beginning of this whole process. Board member of Espavo, used to be a board member of Lightworker, all the different aspects of it. Incredible. Editing on 3 of my books, maybe 4, I can't remember.
Something like that.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for being with us here, Sandie.
Good to be back in the chair next to you.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate it. Yeah, we did a lot of virtual light broadcasts together over 25 years. So we have a lot of wonderful stuff here. But Gail is here too. We want to bring Gail in. So here we go. There we go. Say hi, Gail.
Well, hello to 2 of my favorite people in the whole world. I actually get to be with both of you. What a gift that is.
Well, the good part about it is we record it, so we can play back again. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what this is about. We need to find out a little bit about you. You wrote to me about this, and of course, you've been working with Sandie and Steve and everybody else to kind of put this thing together. But now you've got it together, and you're working with your website and with Instagram particularly. So tell us a little bit about this program that you've got, because it's absolutely fascinating.
Thank you. Well, it's interesting, Steve. I am so grateful to all the work of the Light Masters and that you've been doing for all these years and that Sandie has been doing for all of these years. And as I try to trace back, where did this thing come from? I was a television journalist for many, many years. And you can imagine how, as someone who was a journalist but isn't and has one foot still in both the world of current events and the world of spirituality, I look at current events and think, ugh, I wish I had a magic that I could wave and make it better for my 3 grandkids and everybody else's kids and grandkids. I have had a meditation practice for about 30 years. I've been working with Light Master now. I think my first event with you, Steve, was either the 10-10 or the 11-11 gathering. So that's
Right.
been a lot. But in my meditation practice, that is where I often get little nudges after I finish. And in this particular case, as I was wringing my hands at what can I do? How can I make this better? I got these 3 words that just kind of appear. One good thing. I thought, okay, that's interesting. Not really sure what that means, but let me think about this for a bit. And then that night, as I was reading a novel, actually, had nothing to do with matters of spirituality, but the 3 words, capitalized, one good thing, appeared in this book out of nowhere. So that was 2 nudges in one day. And I thought, I really need to think about this and see what this might be and what I might do about it. And as time went on, as I was thinking, well, one good thing, what would happen if everybody in the world did one good thing every day? And I was astonished at the answer that I got, because one good thing, 8 billion people times one good thing every day, that is billions and billions of good deeds. That is something that is transformative. I mean, 56, whatever it is, billion a week. Now, I realize that's very optimistic, but it's
You've done
actually,
the math. That's great.
math has never been my strong point. I have to tell you, I made the number right. But I love the concept of just, this is simple, this is easy, it's free. Just try to commit yourself to doing one good thing a day. And then I realized this is something that I've actually been doing for a long time. Didn't really think about it in those terms, but it has been important and fun and interesting going through life, seeing what can I do to connect to people. We used to do a lot of traveling, my husband and I, in a consulting business and in the airports, just to walk through and maybe, there's this poor ticket agent over there and she's trying to direct traffic and you can tell her feet hurt. And boy, she's been there a while. And to just look at her and kind of beam some love at her and smile. And it was so interesting and fun to have more often than not, whoever I did this to would look, they could feel it, and they'd smile. And it was such a joy for me to just kind of, go about my business and look for those opportunities to connect. And in those small ways, to make that human connection with somebody else. So fast forward as I'm thinking about this through the fall, my media savvy daughter-in-law said, well, if you really want to start a movement, if you want to get people doing something like this, you want to start with Instagram and then you want to build it from there. I thought, well, that's lovely, but I do not know anything about Instagram. I mean, I am a newborn in the world of Instagram. So how am I going to do this? Then in January, in one of the Light Master classes, there was a really, the nudge got a little stronger of, hey, stop thinking about this. Stop worrying about how you're going to do it. Get on with it, because whatever you can do right now is important. So that was the kind of, all right, get on with this.
Yeah. I hear that nudge all the time. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and wait till you hear this. As it happened, within a week of that class, as I'm getting more energized about, okay, I guess I really do need to do this like now. My husband and I went to a Spanish cooking class. There were 8 people around the table, 2 people on this side. We were here, some other folks over there. And this lovely woman from Brazil was to my left, and her husband, who's British. And over the course of this 3-hour cooking class lunch, I shared my one good thing idea with Marizetti, this beautiful woman. She immediately raised her hand and said, I'm in. I love this idea. You can count on me. I thought, well, okay, that's nice. So a few days later, she sent me a video. She had been a journalist in Brazil and sent me a video of a speech that she had made. Are you ready? How to start an Instagram project.
Oh, God. That's amazing.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
This is what you know how to do? And you just happen to be sitting next to me in a cooking class halfway around the world. And here you are kind of parachuting in from the side to, so she has been a wonderful help in getting the Instagram part of this set up. At one point when I went to her home, in fact, and still, my methodical journalist brain saying, all right, well, how do you edit and how do you post things and what are hashtags and blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was what we were going to be meeting about. And she said, nope, sit yourself in that chair right now. I'm turning on the camera and you tell me what you want to do and what this is all about.
Oh,
And so hot and sweaty from running around through the day, I put myself in the chair as she told me. And that was really the first Instagram post. And from there, we've just been doing a bunch of them. And also as this idea began progressing, there was the Instagram piece and there was the reaching out to Sandie to say, hey, Sandie, I've got this idea. What do you think? And she was so warm and wonderful, enthusiastic as Sandie is, and thought it was a wonderful idea. And that was pretty much the final impetus to, all right, then it needs to be more than Instagram. It also needs to have a website. Can you help me with that? She's been helpful with that. And just the encouragement at that point. I mean, if you hear it from the group and you hear it from somebody halfway around the world and you hear it from Sandie, how can I not do this?
exactly. And we need to tell everybody you are in Spain right now. So that is part of the deal too. We do get around the world pretty quick nowadays. So that's worked out pretty well. But this is fascinating. So when did you start this exactly?
The Instagram site began at Sandie's suggestion, and I also listened to Sandie. I know who to listen to. On the spring equinox, time for
So
new
do I.
beginning. We're wise to do so. So it's time for new beginnings.
Less than a month.
Is it less than a month?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then the website started shortly thereafter once that got finished. So the Instagram to me is designed to be the quick vehicle to reach people, to just say, Here's this idea, pass it along, tell your friends. These are quick little snippets of things that you can do, things that you can think about in the world of how you can incorporate this into your life. And then the website is about explaining the idea, going a little deeper with it, with videos from my Body and Soul series that I did for PBS, which was all about mind body medicine, holistic health, spirituality. How can we live more complete lives? That was 25 years ago, but the videos are timeless. And so
Yes.
those will be
Yes.
there. Those are there actually on the website. We'll be rotating new ones every month to just have it. This is all free. This is easy. It's simple. You can do it anytime. My job is to just put it out there and watch it unfold and hope that it grows, which given the angels that keep dropping into my path to help me make this happen, I absolutely believe that it will. And the response that I'm getting, people.
That's amazing.
Can
Okay.
can I share what I've been seeing
Please.
as you've been talking, Gail? It's almost like a little vision dropped in front of me. You get a lot of these
Sandie's the idea lady, in case you guys didn't know. We all go to Sandie for our ideas.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's why she's sitting here today.
you get organizations like Avaz and these they're doing great work in the world, highlighting what's going on in places and where we can support people by giving some money, to people working with the rainforest, etc. I'm getting stuck to my microphone. And you get this little ticker tape thing where you see people donating money and it goes up and it goes up. I could see something like that with people sharing the one good thing that they've just done. Oh, look, there's Judy in England who's just, I did this today, and someone else on the other side of the world, I did this today. Wouldn't that be amazing?
I love that idea. And if you can help me implement it, yay. Because I do
We'll
think
find
that's
a way.
part of it.
We'll find
I
a
think
way.
we can, exactly. We can inspire each other. And I think particularly as people, I mean, I realize if I'm talking to a bunch of light masters, you folks have probably been doing this already anyway for a long time. But for people for whom this is new, or maybe who've forgotten about it, once did it at one time, just the idea of that simple human connection. I mean, just to tell you a quick story. There's a snack bar that I go to fairly often. And there was a woman in there young woman, very efficient. I mean, she worked and you could tell that she was working hard, but I never saw her smile. She seemed really kind of grumpy. And always somebody else in my group was putting in the order. So one day I was in there by myself and I introduced myself and I asked her her name. And she lit up like, oh my gosh, nobody's ever asked me my name before. Her name was Irish. Oh, are you from Ireland? We had this lovely chat. No, she wasn't from Ireland. She was from the Philippines, told me how she came to be where she was. And now when I go back into the snack bar, she has a huge smile on her face. Just that one moment, to let another human know that you are seeing them and that you are interested in them. That's so easy. There's no reason why we can't do that on a really regular basis. And that's just one small thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's magical. That's literally, and in Lightmaster, and not just Lightmaster, but the group in general is always talking about planting seeds as we walk through life. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. An idea and a way to engage the whole thing. Can we show your website real quick? So people can see the website and the Instagram as well.
Had some very talented people working on this.
Yeah, I happen to know some of those.
Yes. Should I name names?
You certainly can. Absolutely. They deserve some credit.
Well, Sandy came up with that fabulous banner. I loved it. And just the whole website idea is also was done by a very talented person who I know is swamped for work, so I'm not sure that he wants me to mention him, but I'm happy to if he does. Just, the creative force that went into this of being able to put it in a way that people can get it visually. And one of the things I also love at the top, I did a little research and I came up with some of my favorite quotes. And the first one is from Margaret Mead, the anthropologist, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has."
I
You
love
you
it.
know what I love about this girl is that you know scientific research has proven that altruism benefits not just the people on the receiving end,
Right.
but the person who is being generous, giving their time, giving their energy. Actually, those people are healthier and they live longer
That was my
and they're happier.
that was my father's favorite saying. The gift belongs to the giver.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very
And
nice.
you're giving people the opportunity to do both.
Step into it. While we have this up, let's move over real quick, if you don't mind, to the actual Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, so we can
Yeah.
kind of see what that looks like. And you can tell us a little bit about this. These are the videos you put up just recently since
Yep.
this whole thing started.
Little quick ones. There's that first one in which I basically said, okay, or would you like to change the world? That's what I'd like to do. So let's get started. And so the other little bits are some longer ones, some shorter ones. I just want to keep people engaged and
Right.
have something there. Is in the midst of going through some really gnarly business issues. And he has now started, and he will give her a nudge, and he will say, let's go look at Gail, because I feel better after I see the one good thing. That reminds me that I'm not just helpless, that there's something I can do about this gnarly situation, and that there's something I can do to make myself feel better as I'm wrestling with it. And that to me is the other whole point. If you miss a day, that's okay. Just make it part of how you go about your business. Look for those opportunities, connecting with people. How can I help feed somebody or help somebody in some other way? The opportunities are there. We just have to be awake enough to pay attention to them.
That's a great point. We gotta pay attention to what we're doing. Well, and we'll share with everybody that this is Gail Harris, One Good Thing on Instagram. And of course, the website is
GailHarrisOnline.com.
Gail, thank you. I couldn't read it. GailHarrisOnline.com. So marvelous.
So, Gail, can I ask, when people have done their one good thing, how can they share it?
Well, the easiest thing at this point, I think there's probably a more elegant solution, but the easiest thing at this point is to just add something, a comment to one of the posts. I do read them. I'm compiling them. For example, my friend Kate, who went into her local shoe store owner and thanked him for the boots. She said that he had sold her. Those were the most comfortable boots she'd ever had. Now, you can imagine this guy who probably gets a lot of customer complaints, how much that makes his day. So little things like that. I mean, I'm compiling them, and from time to time, I'm going to be able to share them because, again, it's fun for you to note what you're doing and how people react, and also how good you feel after having done it. And your generosity and your connection can inspire somebody else of, oh, wait a minute, I had the same situation. Let me go tell so and so how much I appreciate what they do for me and their good work.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
So, people will be talking about their OGT, their OGT that they did today.
That's right. Hey, come see
Exactly.
my OGT. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. What was your OGT?
I'd
That's
also
perfect.
love to see it in schools. I mean, that's one of the things I'm thinking about as well, is that let's start implanting this idea if we can. Kids are always having to do school projects, and wouldn't that be a nice place to start?
Yeah.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
So, from an idea to the reality, the birth of the idea, how do you feel about that?
I am tremendously excited about it. I thought my work was pretty much done, that I had
Guess what?
kind of, isn't this the time when I can kind of sit back and now it also reminded me that we all have so much to give. And when you get that nudge, pay attention to it. As I said in my story, it would have been easy to go, yeah, no, not me. Sorry. I'm in my 70s. I mean, enough already. I've done my part. No, we always have things to give. There are always ways in which we can contribute to this world. And one of the things I love about this idea so much is that I think about the many times, Steve, that the group has said to us, the way we're going to get through this is by holding hands.
That's
And I love that idea, but I thought, yeah, exactly how? I mean, you can't go around the world grabbing people, right? Saying you are going to me,
I
whether
have
you
tried that. It doesn't work. You're right.
but this is a way you can hold hands with people, maybe not physically, but energetically, of saying, I see you. I appreciate you, fellow human angel, and let's do something to light each other up whenever we can, as and when we can, because the opportunities keep showing up. And that's what I love so much is the more you do it, the more fun it is, the better you feel, the more rewarding it is for you. And as Sandy pointed out, the research is very, very clear. You're going to be happier, you're going to be healthier, you're probably going to live longer. Those are pretty good reasons to do something, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. That's amazing. Yeah, I've had a similar experience, but haven't been able to find a way to really give it out to people. With all the traveling that I had been doing, the reality is the group has me doing this in airports, where sometimes it's just a smile. Sometimes I can say, "Hey, I really like your shoes," or something that you can really tell that you can empower somebody very quickly many times by just telling them, just being honest and connecting with them in that way. And it's been great. But this is perfect because everybody can do it. You can, and nobody's going to judge whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing or anything else. It's just part of what you can do. You can put your piece out there. That's just absolutely beautiful, Gail. I'm really, really proud of you.
Exactly.
And
And
your story is evidence that a light master's work is never done.
That's true. Good point.
Never done.
that
Good
is
point.
very true.
Yeah.
That is very
Absolutely.
true indeed. And I think the joy that comes with this is just so profound. And that's what makes it worth doing as well, is that great line about you only get what you give. The more you give, the more you get back.
Very
So
beautiful. Very
it's what I might describe as enlightened self-interest, in addition to helping light up the world.
Well, and when people go to your website, they can see more of who you are because you're not new to this energy. You've been doing this with PBS long before that. The work that you've done has been absolutely incredible. So, my dear, you have already changed the world in several ways. So,
Yes.
we're very honored to have you part in. And like you said, this is a whole new process for people to kind of get involved in a different way to be able to connect and so forth. So,
And so simple, easy, and free.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's something we don't have to study. We can just, when we feel it, we can just turn on the camera and record something or, to be able to do that. But
Just
very
do it.
beautiful.
Just do it.
Very beautiful.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Magical.
wherever
So
that's world.
so are you going to start, this is going to be promoted in different areas now, I assume?
She's going to be coming on to my show. So
Good.
So-
She's on my show. That's
she's
perfect.
on yours. If we get her on a few more podcasts, then it can go around the world.
Well, I'm here. My idea is just let it unfold. I'm
Yeah.
telling as many people as I can, and thank you for the opportunity for me to do this with the Light Masters. I think people start doing it themselves and start passing it on because that's really part of the message as well is do it yourself and then pass it on because other people will benefit from doing this as well. If this is meant to be big, wonderful. If it's going to be. I am totally at ease with it. I would love everybody, all 8 billion of us to do it, of course. But even if 2 of us do it, that's still making it better. If 4 of us do, the exponential growth, I think, is the ripple effect. That ripple in the banner on the website was not an accident. That is how things happen. You think about the continuum of how ideas change. It starts with, oh, well, no, that's preposterous. That can't possibly be correct. Oh, well, maybe it's correct. Well, of course, that's how it works. Doesn't everybody know that? So that's how things grow.
Absolutely.
And I would encourage people to share what they've done, because the more we see people doing it, the more people are going to feel encouraged to do it themselves.
Well,
So yeah,
and let me make a suggestion to the people watching this, whether you're light master or not. The reality is this goes out all over the world. And we're going to challenge you guys. Not only can you go into Instagram and put your own up, not only can you comment on Gail's and be part of it in that way, but there's other ways you can be involved with this. We're spreading the word by putting her on our podcast. But many of you have your favorite podcasts. You can actually write to those people and tell them about Gail, that you'd love to see her online. And if enough people do it from different parts of the world, this can make a huge difference right here. And for those of you who have a podcast, please, we'll hook you up with Gail. She's very easy to find, gailharrisonline.com, and you can connect very quickly with that. But this is a perfect opportunity for everybody to really be a part of this and start spreading the word and planting these beautiful seeds. One
know,
good thing.
astrologically, this is bang on time, right on time.
Hang on time.
With yeah, with what the astrology is saying now.
How,
The new initiatives of community coming together, but also, so many people feel distressed at what is going on in the world and wondering what can they possibly do. People's voices are being silenced, but hey, they can't necessarily silence your OGTs.
and they can't
Exactly.
silence your heart.
No.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. That's the thing. This is so easy and it is so simple. And it also makes you feel empowered, that you don't just have to wring your hands and feel like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what's happening here and what can I do about it? There is something you can do about it. Bloom where you're planted, brighten the corner where you are, all those wonderful phrases from all the songs. Yes,
Very
you can
nice.
and make a difference.
Very nice. Excellent. Beautiful work. You're stepping into it and making it happen. That's very magical. And you're coming to us from Spain, so we're all over the world right now.
Yeah.
And and that's easy in some ways and difficult in others, but you've created a lot of beautiful energy with this. And we just want to thank you for all the work that you, not just now, you've even helped out us with Lightmaster and with Espavo, and even back when it was Lightworker. You've been with us a long time and been a part of the family. So we're so honored that you're doing this and that you're out there making a difference. That is absolutely huge, my dear. Very
Thank
well
you
done.
so much, and I appreciate so much the opportunity to be part of this work and to have your excitement, Steve and Sandy, around it. Really, that was the final. Okay, yes, I do have to do this. So thank you.
When they come at us that way, Gail, I mean, you had the synchronicities to tell you, yes, this is not accidental. We have to follow it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't not.
when the group first started coming into me, they told me they're going to work with me with big hugs and gentle nudges. Well, we got that. That's exactly what you're doing. You're following your nudge, and that is
Yeah. And
absolutely
people need to hear again and again and again, you can make a difference. You're only one person, but you can become much more than that.
Well, and that's
beautiful.
what's been so exciting, just in the people that I've talked to about it, even before the Instagram started coming up and before the website was done, just describing it to people. There was oh, I can do something? Yes, you can do something.
Exactly.
So their
And they don't have to
enthusiasm.
study. They don't have to take a course. They don't have to figure out. They can just be them, and whatever their heart is working with, they can bring forward. That is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing, my dear.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
You. Thank
Gail,
you
is
so
there
much.
anything you'd like to leave us with before we end this today? We could probably talk for a couple of hours, but want to try to keep these short for people because I know that the shorter videos seem to work better. But anyway,
Sure.
what would you like to leave us with?
I think the idea is just look for those opportunities to connect with your fellow human angels, because it's good for them, it's good for you, it's good for the planet, it's good for the kind of world that we all want to live in. And it makes you part of that creation
Wonderful.
even more.
I would like to add one thing. While people are looking at your website, they should check out your books because you, as you mentioned earlier, you do have some of the videos that are being added to on a monthly basis from your Mind Body um, uh, series that you did. And you've got some great interviews there with people like Thich Nhat Hanh. I mean, you were a forerunner in doing those
Yes,
kinds
you
of
were.
interviews, Gail. And what those people said then is absolutely relevant today. So check those out. But also check out Gail's books because she's got the book of the body and soul, but she's also got her um, first, I called it the first book I'd read come across on spiritual fiction. And it was a really good story, Finders Keepers. So you can have a look at an excerpt of Gail's book, which is still available on Amazon. And yeah, buy that. That's inspiring too.
Magical. And I also want to say that Steve Hansen is the one who did the website for you. I'm very proud to get that name out. He's a big part of our work getting started and so forth, but very magical gentleman that can do work magic with the electronics. So very good.
That is for sure. And his heart is so much into what he does, which I always appreciate in working about people. And also he listens and he gets it. He gets what you want and he creates it. And I'm so glad you used his name because now if he's mad at me for now telling the world how to find him, he can be mad at you, Steve, and not me.
We'll put something up for him. Absolutely. Very magical. Awesome. Awesome. Gail,
I
thank you
know he
so
will.
much for being Thank you so much for being with us here today. This means the world to me. We had our times mixed up, so Gail had to rush around and be ready for us. But you did a marvelous job, and thank you not just for being with us today, but for being here on the planet, right here when we need you. Very beautiful, very nice work. Thanks.
Thank you, Gail.
Aspavos, Gerard. And with that, we'll leave you for now. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Your work is all, we can all make a difference. You may think, oh, this person is really famous, and this person has big numbers, and this person has this, and this person. You can make a difference. Very simple. If you just follow those gentle nudges and you speak about it, you let it out, you talk about it, and this is a great way to do it. So, for one good thing, this is a perfect way for all of this to start simply holding hands and making a difference on this planet. And we really need it right now. From the Backstory Podcast here at Espavo, thank you all for being here. I'm Steve Rother. I'm honored to be with you.